Welcome back to Time for Gardening, the channel where small spaces bloom with big charm. If you're dreaming of a quaint and colorful garden, today's video is for you. We'll show you how to design your small cottage garden fence using 3 cottage classics: Dianthus, Poppies, and Hardy Geraniums. These flowers are not only beautiful but also beginner-friendly, low-maintenance, and absolutely magical for fence-side planting. Whether you have a white picket fence, rustic wooden panels, or a simple trellis, these blooms will bring your garden to life. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment telling us which flower you love most. Your support helps us grow and bring more seasonal inspiration to your screen. Let's get started creating your own enchanting garden border. Before planting, it's important to plan the layout of your small cottage garden fence border. Consider the height of your fence, the amount of sunlight the area receives, and the soil conditions. Dianthus prefers well-drained soil and sunny spots, while poppies thrive in full sun with minimal fuss. Hardy geraniums are more forgiving and can handle some shade, making them perfect fillers in mixed light conditions. Measure the length of your fence and sketch a rough design of where each plant will go. A staggered layout adds depth and that informal cottage charm. Grouping flowers in odd numbers like 3s and 5s also helps maintain a natural, flowing look. Planting now means less replanting later and a healthier, more cohesive bloom. Dianthus, also known as pinks, is a must-have in cottage gardens for its clove-like fragrance and cheerful frilled petals. These compact plants are ideal for edging the base of your fence, adding a tidy yet vibrant splash of color. Most varieties bloom in shades of pink, red, or white, and they bloom for long periods if deadhead regularly. Dianthus thrives in well-drained soil and enjoys plenty of sun, making it perfect for the front row of your garden border. Their neat mounds also contrast beautifully with the looser growth of poppies and geraniums. Whether you prefer the classic cottage pink or a bicolor variety, Dianthus adds delicate detail that elevates any fence. Bonus: they're also deer-resistant and attract butterflies. No cottage garden fence flower mix is complete without the dreamy sway of poppies. These romantic bloomers bring soft movement and vintage flair to any fence line. Choose from classic red field poppies, pastel Iceland poppies, or double peony-flowered varieties for an extra lush effect. Poppies love sun and poor to average soil, and once established, they'll self-seed freely, just like an old-fashioned garden should. Plant them behind your Dianthus, where their taller stems can rise above and dance in the breeze. They look stunning against both wood and painted fences, especially when paired with climbing roses or clematis for extra height. Poppies also attract bees and other pollinators, adding life to your garden's rhythm. Their ephemeral nature adds a sense of poetry that makes your garden feel truly alive. Hardy geraniums, not to be confused with pelargoniums, are the workhorses of the small cottage garden border. They offer lush foliage and long-lasting blooms that range from soft mauve to bright purple and magenta. These low-spreading perennials fill gaps between other plants and help suppress weeds naturally. They're particularly useful for softening the base of your fence and creating a full, layered look. Hardy geraniums tolerate partial shade and require little maintenance. Just a light trim after blooming to encourage fresh growth. Their open flowers are beloved by bees, making your garden both beautiful and beneficial to the ecosystem. Combine them with Dianthus at the front and poppies toward the back for the ultimate layered effect. Hardy and dependable, these are a gardener's best friend. One of the secrets to a charming cottage garden fence planting scheme is layering. By using plants of different heights, you create visual depth and a sense of abundance in a small space. Start with Dianthus at the front, followed by hardy geraniums, and then plant your poppies in the back or even weave them throughout. Leave a little breathing room between plants to allow airflow and avoid overcrowding. Use curved planting lines instead of straight ones to create that relaxed, meandering look. Don't forget to add stepping stones or a narrow path along the inside of the fence for easy access. Layering also helps with plant health, as each plant receives the sun and space it needs to thrive. This natural arrangement mimics the look of an old English garden with effortless beauty. Beyond flowers, think about enhancing your cottage fence garden look with vintage touches. Upcycled gate handles, antique trellises, and old bird cages add character and charm. Hang small lanterns or DIY flower tins along the fence posts to create vertical interest. Weathered paint in soft greens or white can add to that nostalgic appeal. You can even weave twine or jute rope between slats to support climbing plants. These details transform your fence from a boundary into a storybook backdrop. Remember, the cottage garden style is as much about the feeling as the plants themselves. Cozy, romantic, and a little bit wild. Adding these personalized touches makes the space uniquely yours. Maintaining your small fence garden with Dianthus, poppies, and geraniums through the seasons ensures it stays healthy and vibrant. In early spring, clear away debris and old growth to let in sunlight and fresh air. Feed your Dianthus with a light fertilizer to boost blooms, and mulch around hardy geraniums to retain moisture. As summer progresses, deadhead spent flowers to encourage more blooms and tidy up leggy growth. Poppies will go to seed. Collect them or let them reseed naturally for next year's show. In autumn, cut back faded foliage and protect young plants with a thin layer of compost. These simple tasks keep your garden blooming beautifully with minimal effort. The reward? A fence garden that charms from spring to fall. If you want to expand beyond the trio, consider adding companion plants to your small cottage fence garden. Lavender and catmint are fragrant, pollinator-friendly options that pair well with poppies and dianthus. Foxgloves add vertical accents and do well in partial shade, while alyssum offers a cloud of white that softens the edges. You can also tuck in herbs like thyme or oregano, which not only look pretty but are useful too. Stick to soft, harmonious color palettes like blush, violet, and cream for a cohesive cottage look. These extras bring more texture, movement, and fragrance to your border. Mix and match according to your light levels and preferences. It's your cottage garden canvas. DIY touches go a long way in a small cottage fence garden design. Try making a simple flower box from reclaimed wood and planting it with trailing dianthus or sweet alyssum. Create a bee hotel using bamboo canes tucked into a vintage tin, then hang it from the fence. Old teapots or watering cans can be repurposed into whimsical planters for your geraniums. You might even paint botanical motifs or quotes directly onto your fence for a personal touch. These small projects don't take much time or money but make a huge impact. They also give your garden a lived-in, layered story that evolves with the seasons. Cottage gardening is as much about the soul you pour in as the soil you plant in.
Thank you.
Designing a low-maintenance cottage garden by the fence starts with smart choices. Dianthus, poppies, and hardy geraniums are all low-effort plants once established, needing minimal watering and fuss. Mulch generously to reduce weeds and water loss, and group plants by similar needs to simplify care. Avoid overplanting and allow room for air circulation. Invest in a drip hose or soaker line for consistent watering during dry spells. Regularly inspect for pests but avoid overusing chemicals. Natural balance is key in a cottage-style space. Most importantly, enjoy the process. This kind of garden rewards patience and presence. Less perfection, more poetry. Thank you so much for joining us on this blooming adventure to design your small cottage garden fence with Dianthus, poppies, and hardy geraniums. We hope you're feeling inspired to create a dreamy little garden of your own. Whether you have a narrow path or a sunny corner, your fence can become a floral tapestry with just a bit of love and planning. Don't forget to like this video if it brought you joy, subscribe for more seasonal garden ideas, and comment below to tell us which plant you'll try first. Your support means the world to us and helps keep this gardening community growing. Until next time, keep planting beauty one bloom at a time. See you in the next video on Time for Gardening.